The sun rose gently over the kingdom, illuminating the grand palace with its golden light. Inside the opulent halls, Siddhartha Gautama sat in quiet contemplation, his gaze distant, his thoughts profound. One of his disciples approached with hesitation, bowing deeply before addressing the teacher. "Master, I wish to understand the life you left behind," the disciple said, his voice filled with curiosity. Siddhartha smiled gently, his eyes reflecting compassion and wisdom. "The palace was a haven of pleasures," he began softly. "I was surrounded by abundance. Yet a void lingered within my soul." He paused, allowing the weight of his words to settle. "Luxury is a gilded cage, hiding the reality of impermanence and suffering," he explained calmly. The disciple listened attentively, nodding as the Buddha continued. The merchant scoffed, unable to comprehend Sundar's perspective, leaving mockingly with words dripping of condescension and disbelief. As days passed, Sundar's words spread across the village, becoming seeds of thoughtfulness in minds softened by reflection. Each corner of the palace was adorned with beauty, masking the transient nature of existence, Siddhartha reflected. His voice carried the strength of understanding born from profound realization. "One day, I yearned to see the world beyond the palace gates," he revealed to the disciple. "With my charioteer Chandaka, I ventured into the streets of Kapilavastu," Siddhartha elaborated. "What I witnessed changed my understanding of life forever," he confessed with a steady tone. The disciple leaned closer, sensing the importance of the moment. "I saw an elderly man, frail and hunched, walking slowly with a staff for support," Siddhartha described solemnly. His face bore the marks of time, his steps heavy with the weight of years, he added quietly. "Fear whispers fragility. Wisdom reminds us that gratitude fortifies strength, tethering us to life's eternal harmony amidst change." The potter embraced simplicity, choosing gratitude over fear, weaving profound contentment into the fabric of his modest existence. Ananda, encouraged, questioned further. "Master, can attachment to wealth harm relationships, distorting love through greed and superficial pursuits?" "Yes," Buddha affirmed. "Attachment enslaves hearts, veiling love's purity beneath desires born of illusion and craving for fleeting gains. True love blooms without conditions. It endures effortlessly, untainted by material chains anchoring minds in the depths of ignorance." His body was weakened, his breath labored, and his suffering was evident, he described. "Again, I asked Chandaka, what has befallen this man?" Yearning for understanding, Siddhartha revealed. "Generosity transforms simplicity. Without greed, Sundar's selfless spirit nourished those around him, an unseen river flowing to hearts. Charity amplifies wealth, even in scarcity. Giving fosters abundance, making simplicity an endless horizon expanding toward universal connection." "Then I saw a group of mourners carrying a lifeless body to the cremation ground," Siddhartha said gravely. "The stark reality of death confronted me. An inevitable fate for all living beings," he observed. Buddha's radiant smile enveloped them as leaves trembled gently above, affirming nature's quiet echoing approval of universal truths. "Remember," Buddha concluded, "life's purpose rests not in possessions but mindful living. Simplicity reveals treasures unseen in complexity's veiled depths." Disciples bowed reverently, absorbing wisdom like parched earth drinking rain, hearts swelling with resolve to embody clarity and gratitude. The forest stilled, embracing timeless wisdom that awakened lives burdened by excess, reminding all simplicity enriches existence profoundly. Buddha's teachings reverberated eternally, their simplicity illuminating minds across generations like constellations guiding wanderers. Beneath boundless cosmic skies, another day, another journey led the Buddha and his disciples to a peaceful village nestled amid verdant hills and streams. The villagers welcomed them warmly, offering fruits and water, gratitude shining brightly in their eyes and gestures of kindness. As evening fell, the disciples gathered around Buddha, their hearts seeking guidance illuminated by flickering lanterns and distant stars above. That day, I returned to the palace burdened by these realizations, he revealed. I realized that wealth and luxury could not shield me from the realities of aging, illness, and death, he elaborated. Each night, I lay awake, my mind consumed by thoughts of impermanence and suffering, Siddhartha reflected. Eventually, I understood that I could not find answers within the confines of the palace walls, he confessed. It casts light in darkness without yearning to be anything else. The farmer observed the lamp closely, the flickering flame reflecting against his worried eyes, its meaning stirring questions deep within. I felt a deep love for them, but also the pressing call of a greater purpose, he elaborated. With Chandaka and my loyal horse, Kanthaka, I rode into the night, leaving the palace behind, he narrated. The journey was both painful and liberating. As I embraced the path of a seeker, Siddhartha revealed, I traded my princely garments for the robes of an ascetic. Beginning my search for truth, he explained. The disciple, deeply moved, spoke with reverence. Master, your courage inspires us all. What did you learn from renouncing your life of luxury? Siddhartha smiled gently, his voice filled with warmth. True understanding begins when we let go of attachments and illusions, he replied. The pursuit of endless desires creates suffering, binding us to the cycle of birth and rebirth, he explained. By renouncing luxury, I discovered the value of simplicity and mindfulness, Siddhartha continued with clarity. The palace taught me that indulgence cannot bring lasting happiness or freedom from suffering, he added. This realization led me to the middle way, a path that avoids extremes of self-indulgence and self-denial, he stated. Balance and wisdom guide us toward liberation, freeing us from the chains of attachment, Siddhartha emphasized. The disciple bowed his head, gratitude evident in his expression. True richness arises in giving, allowing simplicity to amplify purpose, igniting sparks of kindness that illuminate life's profound tapestry. The farmer lowered his head, humbled by Buddha's teachings, his soul stirring with gratitude for clarity now within reach. Let these teachings be a lamp, guiding you through the darkness of ignorance, Siddhartha advised. Reflect on impermanence and practice mindfulness, for this is the way to inner peace, he concluded. The conversation ended as Siddhartha turned his gaze toward the horizon. The sun now high in the sky. The disciple remained seated, his heart filled with resolve, ready to walk the path of wisdom and compassion illuminated by the Buddha's teachings. Another day, another gathering of disciples eager to hear the wisdom of the enlightened one. Among them sat a young seeker, his expression filled with curiosity and awe. The Buddha began to speak, his tone steady and calm, recounting the days of his ascetic practices. When I left the palace, I sought answers from sages and ascetics who lived in the forests, Siddhartha began softly. Their teachings focused on severe austerities, advocating the abandonment of all worldly pleasures and comforts, he elaborated. I believed that self-denial was the path to liberation. So I immersed myself in their practices, the teacher admitted. My body became weak, my bones visible beneath my skin, as I ate only a single grain of rice daily, Siddhartha revealed. The extremity of my austerities left me barely able to stand or speak. Yet enlightenment remained elusive, he confessed solemnly. A young man sat on a rock, gazing into the horizon, his expression heavy with contemplation and unspoken questions. Buddha approached him quietly, his presence calming, and sat beside the young man without disturbing his introspective silence. I believed that the renunciation of physical comfort would free me from the burdens of attachment, he explained. Yet, no matter how deeply I meditated, The truth remained just beyond my grasp, Siddhartha admitted. One day, as I sat beneath a tree in exhaustion, a village girl named Sujata approached, the teacher recounted. She carried a bowl of rice pudding. Her kindness evident in the offering she extended to me, Siddhartha described. He continued, a life of meaning is not defined by reaching the horizon but by walking the path with purpose. The young man listened closely, his tension easing as the Buddha's words settled like gentle rain upon his troubled soul. The middle way emerged within my consciousness. A path that balanced necessity and wisdom, the teacher revealed. The disciple nodded, understanding the significance of Sujata's offering. I abandoned the extreme practices of asceticism, instead seeking harmony within my existence, Siddhartha explained with clarity. This decision marked the beginning of a new understanding. The foundation for the Noble Eightfold Path, he elaborated. Balance became my guiding principle, and my pursuit of wisdom became steadier and more focused, the Buddha reflected, as I sat beneath the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya. I meditated with determination and clarity of purpose, Siddhartha recounted. True greatness lies not in surpassing others but in living with integrity, compassion, and mindfulness in every moment. The young man bowed his head, reflecting deeply, as the surrounding forest seemed to echo Buddha's gentle, powerful truth. A disciple named Kavi stepped forward, asking, Master, how can one resist the distractions of ambition and remain focused on purpose? Buddha replied, mindfulness grounds us. It is the anchor that keeps the ship steady amidst the stormy waves of desire. Through mindfulness, we learn gratitude. We see that each step we take, however small, contributes to a meaningful journey. I understood that suffering arises from attachment and ignorance, and liberation is achieved through understanding and wisdom, he explained. The young disciple bowed deeply, his gratitude evident in his gesture. Master, your experiences teach us the importance of balance and compassion, he said respectfully. Siddhartha smiled gently, his gaze filled with kindness. Let your own journey be guided by mindfulness and wisdom, he advised, as you walk the path. Remember that excess leads to suffering, but simplicity guided by compassion leads to freedom, Siddhartha concluded. Reflect on your actions and thoughts, cultivating kindness and awareness in every moment, the teacher encouraged. The disciple felt a deep resolve within himself. Inspired to follow the teachings of the Buddha, the horizon remained distant, yet its promise guided them, reminding all that life's richness lies in the journey itself. Another day, another serene assembly beneath the shade of a great banyan tree. Disciples gathered, eager to hear their master's wisdom. Among them sat an elder monk, his eyes reflecting years of devotion. The Buddha began to speak, his voice calm and steady, filled with infinite compassion. Balance is the foundation of peace, Siddhartha began, his gaze gentle yet resolute. I have spoken of the middle way, but let me tell you why it sustains us, he continued. The disciples leaned forward, their attention unwavering, waiting to absorb the truths of their teacher. My journey to the truth taught me that attachment to extremes creates suffering, the Buddha explained with clarity. The palace life, rich with indulgence, failed to offer me liberation or peace, he elaborated softly. Yet the harsh self-denial of the ascetic path left me weak and helpless. Far from true understanding, he revealed. Buddha shared insights on meditation, the practice of stillness that revealed clarity amidst the turmoil of change. Through stillness, you see fear for what it is, a shadow that dissolves in the presence of awareness, Buddha shared. He conjured images of luxury and desire, whispering promises that sought to sway my resolve, the teacher recounted. I stayed steadfast, understanding that craving and clinging only bring suffering to the mind, Siddhartha declared. Mara grew desperate, summoning fear, doubt, and even an army of demons to terrify and weaken me, he narrated. The storm raged around me, but the calm within my heart could not be shaken, Siddhartha emphasized. With each illusion Mara presented, I met it with mindfulness and compassion. Dispelling its power over me, the teacher continued. Finally, Mara challenged my worthiness to attain enlightenment. Asking who would bear witness to my awakening, Siddhartha recounted. I reached down and touched the earth, calling it to witness my countless lifetimes of effort and virtue, he described. The earth trembled in response, acknowledging my resolve and truth, and Mara fled defeated. His illusions shattered, Siddhartha revealed. In that moment of stillness and clarity, I saw the nature of existence as it truly is, he said. The Four Noble Truths arose within me, and the Noble Eightfold Path became clear as a guide, he elaborated. The truths revealed the origin and cessation of suffering, teaching me that liberation lies in freedom from attachment and ignorance, Siddhartha explained. The middle way emerged as a balanced path of wisdom, leading to inner peace and enlightenment, he continued. Harmony within the body and mind creates the space for insight to blossom, Siddhartha observed. The elder monk spoke softly, his voice tinged with reverence. Transformation reveals your essence. It uncovers what lies beneath illusions, not distorting who you are, Buddha reminded me, as the sunlight began to fade. Buddha's words illuminated the forest, creating paths within my heart toward acceptance. Right understanding and right intention form the foundation, steering us away from ignorance and harmful desires, Siddhartha elaborated. Right speech, right action, and right livelihood cultivate harmony within ourselves and our communities, he continued. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration nurture the mind, opening the way to liberation, Siddhartha concluded. The elder monk bowed deeply, his heart filled with gratitude and resolve. He gestured to the forest, its vastness a reflection of the infinite possibilities of existence. Overwhelm is but a passing storm. Beneath it lies the unshaken ground where peace resides eternally. Let the light of truth guide you, and let compassion be the source of your strength, he advised. Each step on the path brings us closer to understanding and freedom from suffering, Siddhartha encouraged. Embrace balance and wisdom, for they are the keys to a peaceful and awakened mind, he reminded the disciples. The assembly sat in quiet reflection, their hearts moved by the Buddha's words. As the sun began to set, casting golden hues across the horizon, the disciples dispersed. Each carried within them the resolve to embody the middle way and the teachings of their master. Siddhartha remained beneath the tree, his presence a beacon of serenity and compassion, his mission of wisdom unending. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.